So I guess I did it again with the damn sound. So sorry, guys. Um, so we'll just have to we'll just go back over some of that stuff here. So, but anyway, so I wanted to just bring up a few things here while I'm right here on this page. The Mgmt news. You know, they got that 1 billion going back to their victims. So just something to keep in mind. This could play into some sell-off here in the near future. Not that MT Gox is selling off, but a lot of these people that lost this money didn't stay in crypto. They didn't, you know, they wanted out. They're going to get their money back in BTC, and I wouldn't be shocked if a lot of them just sell it right off for USD and get out. It's a very strong possibility. Some people will hold, but $1 billion is, you know, it's a lot of money that's going to be pushed back out there. So just keep an eye on that. I just wanted to bring that up. I seen that. Obviously, we heard about the news of the SEC, you know, going to review the 9 Bitcoin ETF applications that were denied. I don't really think this means anything. I think this is just the SEC playing games with everybody. You know, who knows? We'll see. But you know, it didn't seem like this rejection or this news did much to the price anyway. So I don't see what it really matters at this point. I mean, I guess we'll see. There was a video out with what was his name, Brian Kelly, on CNBC or something like that this morning. Just talking about, you know, this little bit of a rally here, and you know, ETF decisions, you know, possible early January, end of the year. I mean, the CBOE's got till January. If they are, the SEC has till January anyway. If they wanted to go ahead and push that, the CBOE application out, they can until January. So that's something that's still possible, and most likely that's what will happen. So just keep that in mind. Something else to talk about. So we'll go back to the charts. Since I was out there for a minute with no voice, this mic has been giving me issues, so I will get that fixed. But anyway, so like I was saying, I mean, we're seeing a little bit of a rally up right here, but you know, I expected the 6,600 range area before a fall, you know, and it kind of, you know, gave me this head and shoulders here. This little move up that we're having right now, I'm not convinced is actually going to break out of this little slump we're in here. I think we'll hang out up here for just a minute, but if you really look at it, I mean, this is a pretty traditional 3 bullish soldiers candle formation, which most of the time gets rejected. So I'm thinking we fall back into this zone and most likely come and test the bottom here. You know, we'll see what happens here in the next few hours, but that's kind of the idea that I have behind it. I've still got a few more shorts that I have set between the two accounts. Just trying to make sure we catch as much of it because we're gonna fall. Definitely feel like we're gonna fall. I was talking about the MAs earlier. If you don't see it here, I can zoom in a little bit. So if we come over here to the MAs right here, you see that the 50 crossed back under the 100 hour. That you see this bounce here, this rejection. Well, you got this nice little bounce we've had here. Well, this little bounce to me is happening with this, you know, 50 bouncing off the 200 MA kind of bounce here. I think we'll get rejected again and eventually break through and see a nice fall. I think that the longer, like we said yesterday, and a few days before this, I mean, the longer we hang out messing around in this area, which to me is not really very sufficient. I mean, we've tested these levels already. We stayed up there. Got a little bit of a closure right behind this line here. So yeah, we did close out above that line for now. Let's just, I'm more worried about what the next few candles do than where we're at already. So just, like I said, that's kind of the idea behind it. I think we should see some pullback now. And short, we should be able to short our ways here from, the 65, 66 range, like I said a few days ago. And let's just short that area still. I feel confident that we will see an easy retracement back to the 62.70 area, 63 to 62 area, and then we'll see what happens then. But we should start to see some type of pullback. I was going to show you on the daily here. That was where we had another MA cross about to happen. And here, if you look back, I green dotted these crossovers here, and this 100 MA obviously on the daily, the 100-day moving average, has been coming down for a while. Every time it's fell under the 50-day, it seems to be doing that at the complete side of an uptrend, or of a sideways momentum inside of a downtrend. So let's just say that, for instance, here, that we're having the same ideas happening here. So we got one here at about this time here before it fell over. Same thing here. We're getting close to this crossing over again. If that crosses over, I think that's when we will see our violent fall. Even the 50-day MA was coming at a pretty good stretch. You would think that would be a bullish crossover, and it's doing the same thing now. And that's why we're getting a lot of indicators reading bullish, because it's looking like that. But the route that the 100-day MA is taking, which is straight down, I just feel that this crossover here could be the next leg down, and may even break through some of the levels that we're thinking. But that's kind of the outlook I see on the daily again. Even with a good bounce to 69, I mean, that is not a good bounce. I mean, this is your dead cat level here. And I just, on the daily, we haven't been able to do that. This candle here, you can just get rid of that candle. I mean, that candle didn't even happen in real life. So don't let it mess up your TA. It happened on BitMEX and that was it. So the rest of it got to about that 68, 6900 range right under the MAs, which is about right. We got rejected there. So the longer we keep playing this game, the more violent of a fall I expect us to have. And now, I mean, 55 was my target. Now I'm thinking that maybe somewhere more in the 5300 range could happen. The longer we hang around down here. We most certainly need to come down and test the bottom of the channel. I guess we don't most likely have to, but that's what should happen based on what TA says. We should fall back to the bottom of this channel. So I still see that happening. We've been painting this bull flag slash or bear flag slash sideways for going on almost 2 weeks now. So we should get out of this zone soon, and some things should start to happen there. And like I said, I truly believe that move's going to be down. Overall, I mean, we might see a little spike here like we have, but I truly believe setting up shorts right now is the best way to go. So that's kind of the idea there. So let's go back to the 4-hour chart, where again, back up to that almost dead cat level on the daily. It's kind of where the Mgmt top of where the top resistance is at, which I mean that could be tested. That's where the 200 MA is at as well, about 7,000. Like we've said before, this could be tested. We've said it a few times. With the fake bullcrap candle that they had. I mean, we got close, and I guess you could call it a test in some instances, but it didn't get quite up there. But you know, we'll see if that's what it was, a good rejection, and just back about our day about falling. But we'll see what happens here in the next hour or so with this 4-hour candle and see where we end up at. Again, on the 4-hour here, we're getting a little laggy here. Again, the 4-hour was looking to cross back over that last candle. There's kind of popping us back a bit. So we'll see what happens with the next candle. It was looking real weak there without that little jump, but the TSI is creeping back up. Again, if you look at some of the divergence here, this could be the end of it. I mean, it could have come back up too, so we'll just have to watch it and see. The longs, I noticed, were increasing a bit today, which is kind of good in some ways, but shorts kind of seem to be doing the same thing. So we'll just kind of have to play that out and see how that plays out. I mean, if we look at, let's bring that chart up a little bit here and make it a little bit bigger. So, I mean, if you look at it, the shorts are starting to climb with the longs. Longs and shorts are kind of going up together there. So I'd like to see, this is the one thing that's scary is these shorts. Either they're hoping to take profit at 6,000 or so, and that'll bring them down, or the longs are going to try to go after them, but they're not really making any weight pullback. I mean, in the last few days, the shorts have just grown again. So we'll just see. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, I really believe it could go either way. So we'll just see what happens there. So anyway, so that's kind of what I wanted to go over. I did go over the GOX news. There was also, I don't know if you guys heard me talk about the Brian Kelly stuff. He just came out talking today about the CBOE and their chances at an ETF. September, January. September they have their decision scheduled, but they really, if they felt they wanted to, they could delay this out till till January of next year, which is something that I don't think that they wouldn't do. I think that it'll end up working out for the ETF later on down the line. But like we said before, I mean, your institutional investors, they want this down, and the farther down it goes, the better of a chance we have at getting them to invest. That they don't want to invest if their money isn't worth anything. If they buy in high, so I mean, buying in high is just not smart. I don't think they'll do it. So, we've proven time and time again that that we will push it down. So I'm expecting to see this drop happen soon. I mean, and like I said, the longer this holds off, the bigger it's going to be. We're back towards testing that top of that channel again. I think we should probably see the bottom of it. So if you're short, I would set my sale targets for sure around the 62, maybe 62.20. 62.30 area. Take profit and get out, and we'll watch it from there and see what happens. But that's kind of the side I see happening for the Bitcoin chart today. It's really much of the same as it was yesterday. I mean, not much has changed. So we'll just keep watching it. We'll see what happens here. I've got a feeling that the sequential that should have us at 1 cans back at a 1. I mean, a lot of price fluctuation going on. So, I mean, we'll just watch it. We'll just see what happens there. I thought I had one more piece of news I wanted to go over with you guys today. It's Friday, so I won't keep you long. We'll get set up for next week. I've got a couple good guests for us. we'll go from there. I think there was some Tether news I wanted to go over. Is this the right one? Uh, yeah, see, so they were just, I think this is the one I was reading. Basically they're just talking about the high volatility for low volume tether trading pairs. So people are manipulating a lot of pumps and dumps with Tether. The more they keep bringing out, the more people can move in there and pull out a Bitcoin and put back into Bitcoin. So um, this article kind of goes over how it's good and bad for crypto. If you want, I will post a link of this in the chat. If you guys want to read through this, it's pretty good information. Just something to read. You know, something that you guys might find interesting. So just take a look at it if you like it. Oops, wrong one there. So anyway, um, it's on Cointelegraph. It's probably one of the first articles up if you want to pull it up and look at it. It's a pretty good article. I read through it. Also, I read about Ernst & Young getting investment software for their, for their Fortune 500 company. So these people are looking into obviously managing more crypto. So I mean, this is some more good news. Trying to get more into the financial institutions, more of the traditional stock market stuff. Could be good news. We'll see. Just every time I see one of these, I like to point it out. Another Fortune 500 company getting into crypto, so just watch them. You don't know what they're going to do, what their plan is, but it is something that's being planned. Um, so basically, that is all I really have for today. Again, we'll just keep an eye on this price here. 6,600's kind of been difficult for us to get out of, and I don't see anything changing there. So let's just focus on catching the bottom of this channel. We'll sell out there, and we'll decide what we can do from there. But other than that, I think that's all for today. Like I said, I've got a couple guests for next week, so stay tuned. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Let your friends know we're doing this, and get them in. So you guys have a good day. Catch you later.